What's up, everybody? So today we're going to be showing you a little bit about what we use whenever we are hogging and dogging. So first thing we're going to start off with is tracking collars and Garmin's. Tracking collars and Garmin's just basically allow us to know where a dog is at all times whenever we are hog hunting. So what we use mainly is we use Alpha 100s, which is like the GPS, which tells us where the dog is and tells us how many yards he is. And they can also tell us if the dog is barking or if he's not barking. And what else? The collars we use, they are Garmin. We use TT15s and we also use TT15 minis. I don't really see what the whole difference is between the TT15 and the TT15 mini. Except sometimes we'll be hog hunting and this seems to have a little bit more distance than this does before it loses communication. But other than that, there's really no difference other than size. So what we're going to get into next is we're going to get into cut gear, which is what protects the dog from the hog that he is trying to catch. So guys, we're back, and now we're in the little cut gear section for this video. So what this is right here, this is the cut vest. We run this on our catch dog rooster, which if you've seen the videos. And how we do it is his legs go in these two holes, and this part right here goes over his chest. So if here's his head, he wears it just like that. If you can see here, this piece right here is a little bit thicker of a, it's nothing really, it's just thick cloth. And then the sides are a little bit lighter so he can still move in it. Dang, that was a big strike of lightning. So the sides are a little bit thinner so that he can move in it. And it had, I'm sorry, I finished there. And it has these little reflective pieces in it. So if he ever gets lost and we're shining for him, we can see his reflection and know that that's Rooster. And moving on. So along with the cut vest we run on Rooster, which protects his torso and his just main vitals kind of, we also run this cut collar on him. And what this does is you strap it like that and it goes right around his neck according to how the Velcro there is to just strap it around his neck to get the basic size, and you use these straps to kind of tighten it up and secure it around his neck so it doesn't come off when he's running through horse neck palmettos, swamps, all of that stuff that you've seen us in. We also run a cut collar on Max. You've probably seen him with those on before. And that is because Max is a little bit more gritty of a dog, which means whenever he's looking at a hog, sometimes he can't help but catch because he just gets so pumped up and excited. So we run that on him just to kind of protect him from, just kind of getting cut. And we have kind of a lot of these. We have 2, 3, 4. This cut collar right here, a little bit of a smaller dog, such as T-Baletta, or just, we hunt with some guys who have smaller play dogs. So that's basically it, and now we're going to get into the second to last section, which is medical gear, just in case Max or Rooster gets cut or something like that. So, alright guys, it started raining, so I'm sorry if the audio is a little bad or you can't hear me, but I'll try and do my best to speak up. So now we're going to get in the medical section. So starting off, we're going to go with staple guns. Staple guns are what they use in hospitals as well as we use for dogs. And what it basically does is that whenever you get a dog cut or something like that, you can take a staple and it's just like a quick and easy version of stitches that is a lot easier to take out and doesn't affect the dog as much. And we also have a staple remover, which I'll show you how to use it at the end, but it just basically pulls staples out of their skin whenever the staples have done their job and the dog's healed. So the first thing that we do whenever a dog gets cut is we usually take warm water, because cold water is not the best for a dog's cut because it kind of puts them in a state of shock. Like when you dip your hand in cold water, you know how your hand just kind of tightens up and feels weird and uncomfortable? Same thing for a dog. So we like to use like lukewarm water, like room temperature water. Then after that, we take Betadine and just rinse out the cut real good to kill all the bacteria in it. Then we use a staple gun and staple them up. If the cut is not as bad or like it's in his ear a little bit, sometimes dogs get their ears nicked, you take this stuff called Wonder Dust, and I can get lid off. It's just like, as you can see, it's just like a powder substance. And what it does is you you just coat it on the dog's ear pretty liberally. Just a lot of it on the dog's ear, and what it does is it kind of forms into like a packable substance, if that makes sense, or you can just really pack it onto his ear and it stops bleeding. And then for like just recovery processes, we have this stuff. It's an aerosol bandage, which means you can push together and spray it on it. Just, you can hear that thing in there. It just makes it makes the wounds stick together instead of using a real bandage. It's just a little bit easier. So then we also have we just have this wrapping for, just because whenever, like, if you ever been cut or had stitches, you know that it gets really itchy towards the end stage of healing. So you want to wrap a dog in that so he can't pull his staples out and reopen the cut. And we have this stuff right here. It's called lidocaine. What lidocaine does is whenever you need to do something on a dog like that might hurt him a little bit, to staple him up, or like sometimes you even have to cut him a little bit. Because once we had a catch dog named Tigger, and his tooth got pulled down, and we had to remove his tooth. With our buddy who's basically a vet. He's very, he knows a lot about dogs and their health. So what you do with lidocaine is you just take a small injection of it, a small amount, and just shoot it into the spot that you're going to be working on, and it just numbs the whole area. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you how a staple remover works. Just why not? Alright guys, so thunder's kind of picking up, so we're going to try and hurry this up. So what you do with a staple remover is it has this little gap right there, and that thing slides into the groove. So what you do is you just take that little lip and slide it right up under a staple and squeeze, and it bends the staple out instead of just pulling it out, which could be damaging to the dog. So a couple more times, just right under, squeeze, and it bends it right out. Nothing too hard, just gotta know how to do it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is the video, and this is just a little insight to what we do and what we use when we hog hunt. So, thanks for watching. Catch you next time, Hog Hunt Dogging.